This chapter cost and its concept and measurement of cost. The total cost I try to highlight by a on diagram on the slide. At first, we can categorize the cost under three head: manufacturing cost, non-manufacturing cost, and special cost for decision. Manufacturing costs are the cost which are needed to produce a product or manufacturing purpose. This cost we settle down. And other one, non-manufacturing cost. Non-manufacturing cost, those costs are not involved with manufacturing. This type of cost sometimes we can call time cost or period cost. Time and period actually consider in this purpose. However, the manufacturing cost we can categorize under three head: material, direct material, direct labor, manufacturing as indirect material, indirect labor, and indirect factory overhead. These three heading under the manufacturing cost. Direct material, those material are considered as the prime element or component of a product. Say for example, you want to make a robot or buses or track. The raw material as a primary raw material, iron, is considered as the main element to produce this product. Direct labor, those who are physically involved or tasked to produce a product, is a direct material. A engineer is a direct labor to produce robot, to produce like this. And another one, manufacturing cost as indirect material, indirect labor, and factory utilities. Indirect material, indirect labor are just considered as the supporting element, but not used as a main component or main element to produce a product. So, for example, supporting materials that is needed to extend or to create a value of a product. Say, for example, packaging system, painting, like this. This is considered as indirect material. This element are used to increase or extend the value creation of a product. And indirect labor indirectly support to produce a product. Say, for example, to maintain the production, industrial product, night guard, security guard, accountant, line manager, supervisor, like this are considered as the indirect labor. Okay, this theory heading we can consider under two head: prime cost and conversion cost. Prime cost are derived from
স্যার আসসালামু আলাইকুম
two head.
স্যার অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমরা আসলে কি বের করছি অথবা মানে কি শুধু কস্ট এন্ড এক্সপেন্স মানে হোয়াট উই আর ডুইং উইথ দিস
I am trying to develop a concept and different type of cost there are lot of costs we face to everyday life in production purpose. Out of the main cost I try to discuss here, and I try to develop the concept according to the cost. Okay, this is the cost classification and cost diagram. Okay, I try to draw a diagram under a flow chart, all cost, okay. This is
তার মানে, স্যার, আমরা যদি কোনো ম্যানুফ্যাকচার করি অথবা কোনো কিছু করি, তাহলে এই ফ্লো চার্ট ইয়ে করে আমরা হলো গিয়ে ওটা বের করবো, কস্ট এবং এক্সপেন্স।
yes, this is the main cost element. This is the main cost item to produce a product. Okay, this is the main focusing point. I think all costs are under this diagram. This is my personal diagram. Okay,
আন্ডারস্টুড।
my okay. So prime cost come from direct material, direct labor. Okay, this prime cost come, and conversion cost come from direct labor and manufacturing related indirect material, indirect labor. Again, the combination of prime cost and conversion cost, we can draw a head product cost. So this is segment to the product cost related. This is segment. And another segment is the period and time cost. Period or time cost come from selling cost and admin cost. You know the selling cost is the selling purpose. Say for example, traveling cost, showroom cost, advertising cost, delivery van cost, like promotional cost, salesman commission, like this, like this, like this. Admin cost is the official cost to maintain or to control the production cost. The admin are needed. So admin purpose, all cost is called administrative cost. Salary, like the salary, room rent, tax, stationery, like this, supply. So okay, this is the admin cost example. Again, we can the another slot main point, cost behavior. The cost behavior come from product cost or period cost. That's mean production related and production related not. Like this cost can be cost behavior. Can be cost behavior. This cost behavior we can design the three head: variable cost, fixed cost, and mixed cost. Variable cost are cost labeled are variable on the basis of proportionate, and fixed cost generally total cost are fixed, and mixed cost the combination of variable cost and fixed cost. Okay, you have any idea the mixed cost? You can give any example about the mixed cost? Mixed cost, some variable and some fixed. This is the mixed cost. Okay. Actually, mixed cost, a practical example, the electricity bill, because the demand charge is fixed, and after demand cost is a variable. Okay, so electricity bill is some kind of variable cost, some kind of fixed cost. This is the practical example. Okay. Another point, a special cost for decision. Some costs have that are choose on the basis of decision. Say for example, differential cost. Differential for actually there are chance to bidding. There are alternative option which is optimum or favorable to you. This cost you are choose. Okay. This is the differential cost. Say for example, you want to buy a mobile, maybe the same brand. One place the cost and another place the cost are different. So you can choose basically low price because there are same brand. Okay, this is the differential cost. Opportunity cost are sacrifice portion of cost is the opportunity cost. All cost is except other is sacrifice or reject. Okay, say for example, suppose you are a worker in a industries. Industries give you some time, 1 hour, 2 hour every day to attend in class or any training session or any your extra curriculum session. When you attend this curriculum session, the industry will not less the salary. Total salary give you. Okay, but if you go to the other place, other traveling place or other recreational place, when you go to the other place, the industries will not give your full salary. Okay, so if you choose training session or your education purpose, time expend and other place, so you accept other place and sacrifice the your training session, your class attendance. Okay, so which is you reject and another is you accept. The reject benefit is the opportunity cost. Opportunity cost actually meaning here is benefited, but our heading, our point is opportunity cost. This cost is actually not cost, just you sacrifice one kind of benefit and another benefit you take. Okay, this is the concept. Okay, another is a sunk cost. Sunk cost is a cost that has already been incurred, but at present no existence. Say for example, you have bought a computer in the road. This computer lost. Okay, but someone take from you. You incurred cost, but you can not benefit from this computer. This is the sunk cost. Another is out of pocket cost. Out of pocket cost, actually, at first, you expense on the behalf of your employer. After the end or after the period, you make a bill and try to take the money from the employer, from the industries, from the organization. This is the out of pocket cost. So I try to discuss here some cost element. I think this element are very needed or essential to produce a product and manufacturing purpose and non-manufacturing purpose and a special decision purpose. Okay, I just try to design a diagram on the basis of the managerial aspect. Okay, non other accounting aspect. Okay, this is the cost concept or cost diagram. Okay, I am going to another slide. I try to a practical example, some important cost, sunk cost and out of pocket cost. Okay, sunk cost I just discussed before. Out of pocket cost also discuss. I think he will see in next and try to practice this type of costs. From this purpose, I try to write here details about sunk cost, about out of pocket cost. Okay. Now I am going to the details elaborate with the example variable cost and fixed cost. Okay, this is the fantastic example on the variable cost. You try to say the month and unit expense. There is a relationship. 4 unit total expense 16,000 unit, 3 unit total 12,000 unit, 2 unit total 8,000 unit, 1 unit 4,000 taka. This is the expense are a proportionate. You see 1 unit 4,000, 2 unit 8,000, ultimately per unit 4,000. Again see 3 unit 12,000 taka, ultimately per unit 4,000. Again 4 unit total 16,000 taka, ultimately per unit 4,000. So when you calculate the per unit or per head in this time, that per head or per unit cost are same, no sense. So variable cost is a cost whose total cost or cost level are changeable at proportionate on the basis of per unit, and per unit are always termed the fixed. So in this purpose, we can say that variable cost sometimes variable and sometimes fixed. This is the basic concept of variable cost. Okay, and very fantastic example. I think when you try to see the example, you will clearly understand about this variable cost and its concept. Okay, variable cost we can call a slope cost. Slope means the line are slope gradually from up to bottom. So variable cost we can call as a slope cost. Okay. Another is a fixed cost. Fixed cost is a cost
আর
that
এখানে আপনি যে বললেন যে ইউনিট রিমেইন কনস্ট্যান্ট এন্ড এক্সপেন্স হলো গিয়ে বেসিক্যালি চেঞ্জ হয়, মানে কস্টটা হলো গিয়ে চেঞ্জ হয়, মানে এটা কিসের উপরে ভিত্তি করে হচ্ছে?
proportionate unit total
কারণ
cost
ইউনিট যদি
level.
সরি থাকে, হাউ দি এক্সপেন্স রিয়েলি গোজ আপস এন্ড ডাউন অর ইট
You
ভ্যারি?
you divided for 16,000 by 4 per unit. How much?
4,000.
4,000. When you again 12,000 divided by 3 unit per unit,
4,000.
4,000. Definitely, per unit must be fixed in variable cost concept, but total
No,
cost or
the
cost level are variable.
first line, if you see that variable cost, total cost level change, but per unit remain constant.
Yes,
And
fixed.
it is similar. The single unit, if you consider a single unit, 4,000. So uh, it is changing actually the unit and the unit expense, because one is costing 4,000. If one is in March or April or any other month, the unit really, suppose one unit is, the unit expense changes 4,500, then the first statement could be the correct one.
Okay, you have to understand the concept, variable cost concept proportionate, and fixed cost concept. Total is a total cost is a fixed, and other cost we can categorize under mixed cost. Okay, but in the definition of fixed cost, you have to follow the concept of variable cost. Variable cost concept of proportionately they are increase the
স্যার,
total
কিন্তু
cost level.
যদি আমি একটু বলি স্যার, যেমন ফিক্সড কস্ট বেসিক্যালি মনে করেন যে একটা কোম্পানি থাকলে তার স্যালারি, এই ধরনের, দিস অল আর দি ফিক্সড কস্ট। ইট ডাজন্ট চেঞ্জ উইথ দি প্রোডাকশন এন্ড দি সেল। বাট ভ্যারিয়েবল কস্ট অ্যাকচুয়ালি দি প্রোডাকশন এন্ড সেল, এটা যত আপনি সেল করবেন অথবা প্রোডাক্ট যত প্রোডাকশন হবে, দেন দি ভ্যারিয়েবল কস্ট রিয়েলি চেঞ্জেস, তাই না স্যার?
Total cost changes, total level of cost changeable, but this changeable must be constantly. Constantly means when input increase, total cost level increase. This increase must be proportionate.
Understood, sir.
This is the concept of variable cost. And if the total cost level are infrequently sense, this is not variable cost. This is the mixed cost. Okay. Okay.
স্যার ভেরিয়েবল কস্টের আন্ডারে আসলে কোন ধরনের কস্ট গুলি পড়বে, দুই একটা এক্সাম্পল কি আসলে একটু জানা যায়?
Which cost are total cost level sensible on the basis of your parallel sensible. Okay. When a manager are targeted per unit, I try to fix this price. Okay. When the manager target set per unit by per unit. Okay. When a worker or labor, they try to per hour working contact. Okay. The more you working hour, the more your salary. But this salary must be constantly per hour 10 taka, per hour 20 taka, per hour 30 taka. This. Okay. Per hour increase, your salary will be increase. Okay. Proportionately increase this. Okay. No any fluctuation. You do 1 hour 10 taka and another 1 hour 5 taka. Not is the actually hour base contract. Okay. So this is the under variable cost. Okay. Okay. Now fixed cost.
Sir, I have a doubt. I have a query, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
my query is that, sir, it is written that total
Yeah,
cost level change, but per unit remains constant. So, what is the basically difference between fixed cost and variable cost? Here, I can see that for 1 unit.
Please, I try to first, after completing my fixed cost, my mixed cost, then you will design or arrange any question against me. But in the mid level, in our discussion, if you ask any question, you know clearly get any concept. Okay. After this completed this issue, you can question me because I have a lot of assignment today classes. So you question more and more. I cannot finish today's lecture. If of course you will make a question against me, but after completing these issues, okay, after completing this package, there are
Sir, got it, sir.
there
Sir,
are
thank you,
package
sir. Got it, sir.
variable cost, fixed cost, and mixed cost. After completing this cost, then you will make question. Okay. Okay, fixed cost. A fixed cost is a cost that remain constant. Fixed cost per unit cost may be change or constant, optional. Fixed cost can be viewed as either. Okay, I just give a practical example. Say, for example, you hire a room, you will give 20,000 every month. You leave only one person, then you will give 20,000. Again, you take another person or you hire another person. Now 2 person, but you will give the hire of the room rent at 10,000 to 20,000. But if you calculate the per head, then are sensible. Per head is 10,000 and 10,000. Again, you hire another 2 guys, another 2 person. If then you calculate the per head are decrease, but total cost are constant. This concept is called fixed cost. Okay. And fixed cost, there are 2 types. Number 1, committed fixed cost and discretionary fixed cost. Committed fixed cost example include investment in facilities, equipment, as well as the real estate taxes, insurance expense, and salaries of top management. Again, discretionary fixed cost, often referred to as managed fixed cost, usually arise from annual decision by management. Say, for example, I committed fixed cost you cannot avoid, but discretionary fixed cost you can avoid by a special decision. Say, for example, you have a business is a flight, air flight. Okay. If you want to cancel your flight Dhaka to Chattogram, you can avoid the flight charge, but you cannot avoid the airport charge because the landing your air you must be payment bill payment money every month by the airport. So this is the uh, discretionary cost and committed fixed cost example. Those costs you can avoid, drop your specific or your targeted product. This is the discretionary cost. And those costs you cannot avoid. You drop your business, but you cannot avoid. This is the committed fixed cost. Again, another example. Say, for example, you a owner or you a manager a group of industries, a different types of product are produced. Okay. So when you give the one kind of product, say for example, factory cost. In a factory, 2 or 3 machine. Okay. So you have to give factory charge for installation of the machine, 2 machine, 3 machine maybe. Okay, if one machine are damaged, but you have to pay the factory charge or factory rent because one machine drop or damage. Okay, the factory charge no drop. When you can drop machine charge, that machine damage, that machine not active, you can avoid the machine charge. This machine charge is your discretionary fixed cost, and factory rent or room rent or place rent is your committed fixed cost. So this is the example of discretionary fixed cost and committed fixed cost. And other cost, fixed cost and variable cost. Without this cost, other cost you can head under mixed cost. Okay, mixed cost, some variable cost, some fixed cost. Say, for example, I just try to give an example of electricity bill because electricity bill minimum charge or demand charge is the fixed and total cost is variable cost because uh, those unit you consume you pay on the basis of your consumption unit. So total cost is a variable and minimum or fixed cost is fixed cost. This is the example of mixed cost. So I try to discuss here variable cost, fixed cost, and mixed cost. If you have any question, I just 2 or 3 question I try to give the answer. Then I will.
Sir, Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
Sir, actually, I have some confusion about the mixed cost.
Mixed cost are combinedly variable cost and fixed cost. Example, electricity bill. Minimum charge is fixed and other is variable. Say, for example, your electricity bill 2000 taka. Minimum charge 1200 taka. 1200 taka is fixed cost and other 800 taka is variable cost because 800 taka are calculated on the basis of your consumption unit. Okay, clear or not?
Yes, sir, no, clear, sir.
No clear?
স্যার স্যার এটা ক্লিয়ার স্যার, কিন্তু বাট প্রত্যেকটা কস্টে যদি কিছু এক্সাম্পল পাওয়া যাইতো কয়েকটা, তাহলে স্যার মনে হয় আরেকটু ক্লিয়ার করতে সুবিধা হতো আমাদের জন্য।
I try to two example every cost, variable cost two example. I try to give fixed cost. I try to give two example minimum air flight and factory rent, multiple
Sir,
product.
sir,
I every cost try to example two example minimum.
sir,
আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার। স্যার যে কোনো একটা ইভেন্টকে ধরে যদি তিনটা কস্টকে একসাথে দেখানো যেত স্যার, তাহলে আমাদের মনে পারসিভ করতে একটু সুবিধা হতো। একটা ইভেন্টের মধ্যেই তিনটা কস্টকে যদি দেখানো যায় স্যার।
Wait, after when I will go to math, then you will clear more.
স্যার মিক্সড কস্ট যেটা আপনি বলছেন স্যার, ওই ইলেকট্রিসিটি বিলের যে ডিমান্ড চার্জ আছে ওটা ফিক্স থাকে, তাই তো স্যার?
Yes,
আর এবং আমরা যে পার ইউনিট কনসাম্পশন করি সেটা তো ফিক্স না, সেটা আমাদের ইউজের উপর ডিপেন্ডস করে।
yes,
দ্যাটস ওয়াই ইটস মিক্সড কস্ট।
variable. That's
Sir, what I have understand about the discretionary fixed cost, for example, if I bought a ticket of Dhaka Chittagong, say for example, it took 4,500 taka, then I have decided to cancel the tickets, but I have to pay a refund charge.
yes, different sense your
Is this an example of discretionary fixed cost?
discretionary feature you can avoid. You can avoid.
But I have to pay the refund charge.
Okay, I give another example. You have a business, your business air business. Say for example, air business, but air business airport charge you have to pay every month. Okay, airport charge and flight charge. You run flight. When you run flight, you have to pay flight charge. If you no run any flight, no need flight charge. So flight charge is your discretionary fixed cost, but airport charge is committed fixed cost. Clear or not? Another example. You want to produce product A, B, C. Product A, B, C. Okay. You hire a place to install your machine. You hire a place, but one machine is damaged, but you have to total fee give for place. Okay. 20,000 but 10,000 maybe. But when one machine damage, this machine cost you can avoid. No need, because this machine already damaged. But the place rent you have to pay. So place rent is your committed fixed cost, and machine charge is the discretionary fixed cost. Clear or not?
Yes, sir, understood.
Okay. Here is I just before discuss differential cost, opportunity cost, sunk cost, or example. I think you will read and more clear. Okay. There is a math. So this math we will first try. Okay. This math I will try this part. Okay. Okay. I will finish inshallah. Harar Grocery Limited Company, a wholesale of large custom-built air-conditioned units of commercial building, has noticed a considerable fluctuation in its shipping expense from month to month as shown below. Month January, February, March, April, May, June, July are unit these 4,752,368. Unit expense 2,200, 3,100, 2,600, 1,500, 2,200, 3,000 and 3,600. Requirement using high and low level method estimate the cost formula for shipping expense and unit. Shipping expense and unit on the basis of cost formula. This cost formula highlight on the basis of high and low level method. Requirement number 2, find out the fixed cost, variable cost by using the high low level method. High and low level method, variable cost and fixed cost you have to find out. So for example, January month 4 unit, total expense 2,200. Total expense 2,200. There are two types of cost: minimum variable cost and fixed cost. Okay, you have to isolate variable cost and fixed cost from the total amount. Okay, this is the actual math or concept. Requirement 3, find out the fixed cost, variable cost by using the least square regression line. Requirement number 4, what would be the total expense of 12 unit shifted for month of August? If August month you have a 12 unit, then how much will be the total expense? This is the 4 requirement. A very easy this math. I think when you practice, you will get easily. Okay, requirement number 1 and 2. No need graphical presentation, especially MCQ question. Okay. This is the cost formula. Y is equal to A plus BX. Y is equal to total expense. A is equal to intercept or fixed cost. B is equal to slope or variable cost per unit. X is equal to units or targeted. Okay. And high and low level method formula. B is equal to high level activity minus low level activity divided high unit minus low unit. When you try to find out higher level formula, you will get the B value. B is variable cost per unit. So high cost, I have to find out the high cost from the series, and you have to find out high unit from this series. Okay, I think the high unit 7 and high cost 31,000, 3,100. Okay, I
Sir,
think
high unit is 8, I guess.
Oh, sorry,
month
8.
of July, sir.
Sorry,
High
8.
unit and cost both.
Yes, 8. I think low 2, April low 2 and 1,500. So I back and I said this is the high and low, high and low, high unit, low unit. Then the calculation you will get the B. B is equal to variable cost per unit. B is equal to 350. Okay. Now it is my question. A is equal to 800. How we find out A? You just put it the value, Y value. You will get anyone you can take, high or low. Say for example, you get or you put it high 3,600. Y is equal to 3,600 Y, and A we don't know how value of A, plus B is equal to B value is 350 into X. X is equal to the high unit 8. So 3,600 is equal to A plus B is equal to 350 into X is equal to 8. So 8 into 350 plus A is equal to 3,600. Side by side, then you will get 800. Okay? Understand or not? You understand or not?
Sir, we have to pick the highest value for Y.
You may pick high, you may pick low, anyone. You may pick any. Okay, if I highlights, you try to find out February month variable cost and fixed cost. You consider February. If I try to find out June, how much variable cost, how much fixed cost, you consider June month. But basically when I consider high and low level method, then you have to try to find out high purpose and low purpose. Okay, this is the high and low level method formula. You understood or not? This very easy, very easy. Okay, I think no question from this. Okay, this is the another this is the variable cost and fixed cost on the basis of least square regression line. Least square regression line. A is equal to this formula, B is equal to this formula. A is equal to summation y into summation x square minus summation x into summation xy divided n into summation x square minus summation x whole square. This is the A. And B, n into summation xy minus summation x into summation y divided n into summation x square minus summation x whole square. This is the B. A is equal to fixed cost, B is equal to variable cost, and n is equal to number of series. N is equal to number of series. Now question, why I put it x, y, x square, x, y, why I put it? Because our formula show x, y, s square, y square. So I try to make x, I just try to let this unit line x, I try to consider expense line y. Then this is the x square, x into x, s square, 4 into 4, 16, 7 into 7, 49, 5 into 5, 25, 2 into 2 is equal to 4, 3 into 3 is equal to 9. This is the x square. And xy, x into y, x into y, x into y, x into y is equal to xy line. Actually, no need the y square, because when you try to calculation correlation, R value, then need y square, because in the exam, I try to avoid the correlation or R square, R value, because if I try to find out R value with a very big amount, so no need. Okay, in this purpose, I avoid R value, R square. Okay. Correlation by R formula very big, so I try to avoid this R square. If you personally try to know, you just calculate the R value. You just Google search R square, R is equal to, then you put in the value. Okay. You understood or not this? My slide okay or not, please? Hello.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার। স্যার
ওকে স্যার,
গত স্লাইড এবং এই স্লাইডে স্যার দুটোতেই কস্ট ফর্মুলা বের করছি স্যার, বাট দুটোর ডিফারেন্সটা বুঝতে পারিনি স্যার।
This is the least square regression method. Cost formula same, but application different. Application one is high and low level method. Application other is least square regression line. Least square regression line, this formula, and high and low level formula, high and low you consider, but cost formula are both are same.
স্যার দুটো ফর্মুলা